Welcome to the Leaders Insights podcast. Today's episode, xP&A, connecting finance, sales, and operations planning into one integrated model. Every finance software pitch in 2026 promises one connected plan. You've built these systems. Tell me honestly, is xP&A this idea of extended planning and analysis where finance, sales, and operations all live in one model, a real thing or a slide?
It's real, but the acronym is the least interesting part of it. The durable principle is ancient. The best operators refuse to let the sales forecast, the production plan, and the P&L tell three different stories on the same Tuesday. xP&A is just software finally catching up to a discipline good CFOs already had in their heads.
So you're saying the tool doesn't create the discipline?
Correct, and that's where most rollouts die. I watched a mid-market manufacturer, I won't name them, the wounds are fresh, spend 14 months and roughly 2 million euros connecting everything in Anaplan. Beautiful model. The problem was sales still sandbagged their numbers by 15% because their bonus depended on beating a soft target. No software fixes a rigged incentive.
That's a people problem wearing a technology costume.
Every time. The connected plan is honest only if the humans feeding it want it to be. Once sales and operations know their inputs immediately reprice the factory schedule and the cash forecast, some of them get very shy about committing to a number.
Give me the version where it actually worked.
Fine. A consumer electronics distributor, around 400 million in revenue. Before, their demand plan lived in sales spreadsheets, the supply plan lived in operations system, and finance reconciled them monthly, always a week late and always wrong. They moved to a single driver-based model, meaning one set of assumptions, units, price, lead time, feeds all three functions at once.
And the payoff was what, concretely?
When a supplier in Vietnam slipped delivery by 3 weeks in March, the operations planner changed one input. Finance saw the revenue push and the working capital hit the same afternoon, not at month-end close. They renegotiated a credit line before it became a crisis. That's the whole value. The lag between a real-world event and its financial consequence collapses from weeks to hours.
That sounds great until I remember somebody has to maintain that model. Where does it get ugly?
Complexity is the tax nobody quotes you up front. The temptation is to model everything, every SKU, every store, every currency. You end up with a machine so intricate that only 2 people understand it. And when one leaves, you're holding a very expensive black box.
So where's the line? When does connecting stop paying off?
My rule: connect a driver only if a change in it would change a decision someone actually makes this quarter. If modeling the exchange rate on your Peruvian subsidiary to 4 decimal places doesn't alter a single action, leave it in a spreadsheet and move on. Most failed xP&A projects are just people confusing precision with usefulness.
Vendors love quoting time-to-value numbers. How much of that do you believe?
Board and Anaplan both like to cite planning cycles cut in half. In my experience, that's true only after the second year, once people trust the model enough to stop running their private shadow spreadsheets. Year 1, you're running both, so it's actually slower and more expensive. The vendor slide never shows that dip.
The J-curve nobody warns you about.
Right, and if your CFO doesn't have the stomach for a worse first year, don't start. Half committing is the most expensive option there is.
Let's steelman the skeptic. Why not just keep 3 good functional forecasts and reconcile them well?
Because reconciliation is where truth goes to die. 2 teams agreeing in a meeting usually means one of them caved and nobody wrote down why. A single model forces the disagreement into the open. You can see whose assumption moved the answer. That transparency is uncomfortable, which is exactly why it's valuable.
One thing my listener can do Monday morning: go.
Take your last big forecast miss and trace it back to a single input. If sales, operations, and finance were each using a different number for that input, you don't need software yet. You need one shared number. Fix that first. The model is only worth building once everyone's willing to argue over the same figure.
That's it. The CFO decision tools are live at mba-training.com.